Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending tonight's business meeting of the Board of Supervisors. In typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief overview of tonight's agenda. My name is Brad Gottschall. I am your Lower Paxton Township Manager. So prior to dispatching with business at hand, the ceremonial oath of office will be administered to 3 newly hired Lower Paxton Township police officers. Next, under old business, the board will consider Resolution 19-19, executing a lease purchase agreement with Motorola Solutions for the purchase of a new police radio system as part of the 2019 bond issuance. Then, moving into new business, the board will consider Resolution 19-18, which authorizes the township manager to approve certain expenses on behalf of the township related to Dauphin County Bridge Bundling Program. Next, the board will consider executing a renewal to the Municipal Winter Traffic Services Agreement with PennDOT for the 2019-2020 winter season. After this, the under subdivision and land development business, the board will entertain a waiver request of land development for HC Nye, a final land development plan for CVS, a final subdivision plan for Wilshire Estates, a preliminary and final development plan for Taco Bell, and then also the board will then act on improvement guarantees and the payment of township and authority bills. With all that said, the board members are seated and seemingly prepared to begin business. Thank you.
And we are. Assumedly, yes. We are ready to do business. So I'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors to order. And would like to ask everyone to please rise, and Supervisor Zumas will lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With that, we have before us approval of minutes of the meeting of March 5th, 2019. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nobody opposed. I would like to announce that prior to the meeting, prior to this public meeting, the Board of Supervisors met in executive session to receive information from staff. With that, we will proceed to public comment, and public comment is for any item that is not on the agenda this evening. Would anybody like to address the board on an item that is not on the agenda this evening? Mr. Murphy. We should actually give Mr. Murphy a regular agenda time so that we can hear the latest from the Historical Commission. Good evening.
Good evening. Just once a month.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody that because the 4th falls on our normal meeting night, the meeting is going to be the 11th of July. And I did want to remind everybody it's going to be Dr. William Gordon and Dr. Dudley Gordon, who is going to come and tell us a little bit of the history of Lower Paxton Township. Between the two of them, they have 83 years of doctoring our community. Their office was actually lot number 1 of the original St. Thomas. That's where the office is still today, and one of his sons has a hearing aid business in that office. So we just want the people out there to know we've had a lot of people commenting that they're going to be there, so it should be a big turnout. But if you've ever heard Dr. William Gordon talk, he has some great stories of the 60s, 70s, and 80s here in the township. The second thing is our meeting in August is going to come real quick. It's going to be August 1st. And I need all of your help because we're going to have the history of Coons Pool. We actually have one of the first lifeguards that served at Coons Pool that's going to come and tell us what the 60s was like.
Gary?
Gary was actually, I think he learned how to swim there, didn't you, by the first?
The 1960s, right? Not the 18. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, 1860s. I'm sorry. No, it's the 1960s. We're also going to have the woman that's been teaching swimming there since she taught Miss Lindsay how to swim.
Ah,
And she is also going to come and hopefully talk to us, along with a few of the other people that know about the early years. What we need, though, from everyone that's listening is we need pictures of Coons Pool. Believe it or not, we only have 2 or 3 pictures of the pool, and only one that dates back to the, I think it's an 80s. We really would like to see some from the 60s and 70s. So we know they're out there. We just need the people listening to let us know. We've posted on our website page, which is on the Lower Paxton Township webpage, our email. And they can go to that, and we have a notice where we need the pictures, and they can contact us that way, and we'll pick the pictures up and scan them. So that is it tonight, short and sweet. Thank you.
very good. Thank you.
Is this from you, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, that's yours.
Got it. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to address the board on an item not on the agenda this evening? Okay, seeing no other public comment, we'll now move to chairman and board member comments. Board members, anybody have any comments? Wow, no
Just a
comment.
quick comment.
Okay.
The Lingelstown Fire Company put on a great golf outing, raising funds for their firehouse. I participated, and it was a great time that everyone had. It's over at Deer Valley, and that was their first annual, and I think it was a huge success. Looking forward to next year's.
That's good to hear. What was your score? Or are we not
You know,
talking that?
believe it or not, we shot a 59 and finished tied for third.
A 59.
59.
Uh-huh, okay.
It was a scramble. It was a scramble.
Oh, it was a scramble. Okay. I was going to say, good. Well, I'm glad that went well. We also have fireworks coming up tomorrow night. So 9:30? 9:30. Hopefully it'll be dark by 9:30. So, okay. With that, we now have a pleasant duty this evening. We have 3 officers who are going to be sworn in. And Director, if you would like to introduce our new officers, and then we will proceed to their oath of office.
Gentlemen, when I call your name, just please stand. Brian Stephen Porter. Brian Porter was raised in Wellington Borough, located in Burlington County, New Jersey. Officer Porter recently served as a patrol officer for the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. in their 7th Ward. He comes there with 5 years of experience for Lower Paxton. He graduated Messiah College. He's here with his wife, Carrie Ann. He has 2 daughters, Orana and Zoe. They were both here today, I guess. And they currently reside in York County, Pennsylvania. Neil Patrick O'Malley. Neil O'Malley was raised in Philadelphia. He's a graduate from Shippensburg University, and he recently served as a Berks County Deputy Sheriff. Thank you. And Benjamin Fite was raised in Halifax, Dauphin County. He's a graduate of Pennsylvania State University. He was recently employed by the Pennsylvania Municipal League. He and his wife Kayla reside in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. If all 3 of you would now stand. Mr. Chairman of the Board.
Thank you. Please raise your hand, your right hand, please. I state your name. Being duly appointed as a police officer of the Township of Lower Paxton in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, the constitutions and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the ordinances of the Township of Lower Paxton. I will uphold, obey, and enforce the law without consideration to person's race, color, sex, religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, handicap or disability. And I will discharge my duties as a police officer with honor and fidelity. Congratulations.
Thank you. Mr. Fight and Mr. O'Malley may have a seat. Officer Porter, if you'd come forward. Chairman of the Board, Henry, and the officers will now sign their oath of office. It'll be on official record with the township.
Chris, we have another Philadelphia. I know. Yeah. We'll have to find out whereabouts.
Officer O'Malley, if you would come forward.
I'd like to applaud.
Officer Fight, if you'd come forward, please.
Group photo.
Okay, if the three officers want to come forward for photos with the board, and then we'll have the families come forward right thereafter.
Where's Ralph Palm?
Congratulations again. Yeah, why don't we do it one officer at a time? Otherwise it'll be two.
One officer and their family at a time. This is Liberty.
This is all yours? Wow, that's great. All right. That was a special night. Challenge in the evening will be getting the kids to smile at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah, because there's cake in it for you guys later.
Oh.
All right. Good, thank you.
Someday we'll go to the historical commission. The closer the better. You gotta watch those people who came from Philadelphia, right?
You can open it up a little bit more so everybody can fit in.
Everybody in? Very good.
Very good, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yep, congratulations. You look too tan.
I didn't realize the director was good at furniture moving too. This is a skill we might take advantage of. Don't tell your wife. Okay, very good. And the manager has to wear many hats tonight, so now you can put on the manager hat and give us the manager's report after being our photographer, official photographer.
Okay, yes, members of the board, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. So just as a reminder, with the upcoming Independence Day holiday, the Municipal Center will be closed on Thursday, July 4th, while the Friendship Center will have an altered holiday schedule, closing early at 2 p.m. that day. Also, on the township's website, you will find 2 part-time employment postings for the Friendship Center, 1 vacancy existing for the position of a part-time maintenance person at $15.25 an hour. This posting closes on July 5th. The second vacancy exists for the position of part-time program and facility manager. That starts at $15.71 an hour, and this posting closes on July 9th. All interested individuals are encouraged to take a look at the website, submit an application to the Friendship Center, and for either of these postings or both, if you will. And with that, that is all I have.
Very good, thank you. We'll move now to old business, and we need to take action on Resolution 2019-19. This to authorize an equipment lease purchase agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc. for the purchase of a new police radio system. That's an appropriate resolution for tonight. Mr. Gottschall.
Yes, sir. Members of the board, consistent with discussion at the board's June 18th business meeting, Resolution 19-19 provides for the authorization to formally enter into a lease purchase agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc. for the purchase of a new radio system for the police department. As a reminder, the lease purchase agreement provides for a prepayment of the entire project with no penalty. Through the 2019 bond issuance, the township intends on applying a full payment to the lease agreement in its entirety, taking advantage of significant reduction in cost through that agreement. Solicitor Stein has reviewed this resolution, and it is before the board for action tonight.
Any board member questions or comments?
No, we've had discussion. This is straightforward.
Okay. Any public questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve Resolution 2019-19, which authorizes an equipment lease purchase agreement with Motorola Solutions, Inc. for the purchase of a new police radio system as presented and recommended by Mr. Gutschall.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That moves us to item 9, new business, where we have a number of items. Item A is action on Resolution 2019-18, authorizing the township manager to approve expenses related to the Dauphin County Bridge Bundling Program. Mr. Gottschall.
Mr. Chairman, board members, through recommendation of the county, Resolution 19-18 simply provides for a single individual to approve a pre-designated expense sum related to the Dauphin County Bridge Bundling Program, namely the McIntosh Road Bridge Project. It's a fairly straightforward resolution that was provided to us through the county, and they simply asked that we, adopt this resolution tonight.
Okay, we have discussed this also. Any questions?
Just a question for clarification, Mr. Gutschall. It names you, of course, as the authorized representative. However, my question is, in the event that you would be incapacitated, who is responsible to sign? Sorry, I didn't mean to put anyone on the spot, but I just now thought of that. I know the resolution names you only.
Do you know something we don't know, or?
Permission to be incapacitated is denied.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Henry.
I'm going to be more than happy to make the motion, but all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, it doesn't name a backup.
Well, we have to
What-
read the
what-
resolution then.
Yeah, we either, I guess Mr. Stein can, we'd either have to do a new, or would it just go to the person who would become acting manager at that point in time?
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a monkey wrench into this.
How do you feel about that, Brad?
I quite frankly don't know how to feel about it.
How are you feeling? That's-
Just be careful driving home tonight.
Yes.
My recommendation would be that we proceed with this while.
Yeah, I don't have a
Steve can-
problem. I just would, perhaps we ought to just investigate just to be certain that we're covered.
Or maybe, Mr. Stein, would we be able to just adopt the resolution with the addition of language like or designated?
Right, what you would do is, you could do it a number of ways, if we ever had to get another manager during the course of this, we could just do a new resolution making that person.
Well, that's
the
fine.
Yeah.
signatory.
No, that's
Yeah,
true.
So, Brad, you can't sign out.
Steve, is your mic on?
Now,
It is-
I think it is now, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
After the questions for clarification, I'll move we approve Resolution 2019-18, which authorizes the township manager to approve the expenses related to Dauphin County Bridge Bundling Program as outlined by our current manager with his recommendation.
I'm glad we cleared that all up. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Now we need to take action on renewal of the 2019 to 2020 PennDOT Municipal Winter Traffic Services Agreement. Doesn't seem much like winter out there right now, but
Fortunately, yes, but Mr. Chairman, members of the board, before you this evening is an annual extension to the Winter Traffic Services Agreement with PennDOT, providing compensation for the township's efforts in maintaining state roadways, of which there are 7 during the winter months, obviously. Total compensation for the season for all 7 roadways is, through the agreement, $36,773.21.
okay. Again, a rather routine item. Any board questions?
How does that compare to last year? Do we know? Did it go up?
I don't believe it has gone up, has it, Mr. Stein? I don't believe it has gone up.
It probably has not. I think it doesn't go up very often. But I don't remember what the rates were last year.
If it did, it didn't, it was up minimal.
It doesn't. It goes up incrementally.
Yeah, it would be very small incremental.
Same roads, same 7 roads, though.
Yeah, same roads.
But
I
you're
think
paying
it's-
people more money.
I think those roads have been the same roads for a number of years.
Good point. We might have to chat with our state representative about that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes. Okay, any other questions? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve the renewal of the 2019-20 PennDOT Municipal Winter Traffic Service Agreement in the amount of $36,773.21 as presented and recommended by Mr. Gutschall.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Judd. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have a number of subdivision and land development plans. And item 1 is going to be action on a waiver request of a land development plan for for HC9 for an accessory storage building. And we have with us Mrs. Zerby. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Tonight you have before you a waiver request for the HC Nye building. It is a 3,000 square foot accessory use storage building, which will be added to the existing HC Nye sales building located at 6405 Flank Drive. The accessory structure will be utilized for storing HVAC parts and equipment. The accessory structure does not require water or sewer connections. A stormwater management plan was submitted on March 29, 2019, and the plan was approved by the Dauphin County Conservation District on May 1st of 2019. This plan is asking for a waiver of final subdivision and land development. They don't want to submit a formal land development plan for the accessory storage building. Staff has discussed the waiver request, and the applicant submitted for review and approval a stormwater management plan. The plan provided enough detail that requiring a land development plan would only provide additional administrative comments, no technical comments that would need to be addressed. All technical comments that would be listed as land development comments have been satisfied under the review for stormwater management.
Okay. Any questions?
And I assume you're recommending approval.
We are recommending approval.
Thank you.
Okay. Any public comment on the proposed waiver request? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve the waiver request of land development for HC Knife for an accessory storage building plan 1906 as presented and recommended by Ms. Zerby.
Motion is on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Zumas. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item 2 is action on a final land development plan for a Pennsylvania CVS Pharmacy at Blue Ridge Village. Again, Mrs. Zerby.
The final land development plan for the CVS Pharmacy proposes to construct a 9,656 square foot CVS Pharmacy with drive-through on Lot 5 of the Blue Ridge Village development. Site improvements for the lot will consist of the installation of associated parking, utilities, landscaping, and stormwater management facilities. The site has a total area of 3,217 acres and is located in the residential retirement development. It will be served by public water and sewer. No waivers have been requested with this plan. The plan went before the Planning Commission on June 5th, 2019. It comes before you with no technical comments, 5 administrative comments, and 5 general comments.
Okay. Any board member questions or comments?
No, I assume the applicant's here that we can ask questions.
The applicant
If
is
the
here.
applicant would please come to the podium and give us your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Lindsay Brailinger, and I'm with Bowler Engineering.
Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
Do we have questions for Ms. Moeller?
Yes, I do. I'm trusting that you have before you the same documents that we have, which include the plan summary, administrative comments, the general comments. Good. I have a series of questions I would like to ask just to make sure that they are memorialized in writing before I would venture a motion. The administrative comments at the beginning are rather straightforward. I'm going to ask you, have all 5 of those administrative comments been completed, or will they be completed in a timely fashion acceptable to our township staff?
They will be completed.
Will be. Okay, I'm going to be future tense. Okay, general comments. There are a couple here that I would ask questions regarding. First of all, number 1, there are comments that are from Sergeant Richard Needham, and they must be addressed. Have they been addressed?
Yes.
Okay. And number 2, Officer McIntyre, have they been addressed?
Yes.
Oh, addressed and satisfied.
All 5 general comments, we have addressed all of their comments, and we have resubmitted the plans to the
Okay.
township.
All right, then specifically, I'm going to address number 5
Sure.
because there are 20 comments there from Jason Hines at HRG. Have all of those been completed, or will they be completed in a timely fashion acceptable to township staff?
Yes, they have or will be. Correct.
Very good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
Anything additional?
No, I'm ready to make a motion if there are no other questions, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, any other board members have questions? Any questions or comments from the public? Okay, then a motion would be in order.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve. Oh, excuse me, I do have a question. Mrs. Irby, is there anything you need to add other than what's printed? Okay, your staff is satisfied with
Yes.
her responses.
Completely clean plan, yes.
Very good, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve the final land development plan for Pennsylvania CVS Pharmacy at Blue Ridge Village, Lot 5, Plan 19-11, with the 5 administrative comments. They either have been or will be completed as per the applicant, and the 5 general comments, and specifically number 5 that include the 20 comments from HRG.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. So approved.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question for the applicant. I did not ask you this question, but I need to ask it so that it can be recorded. Are you able to speak on behalf of the applicant?
Yes.
Thank you, because that does need to be recorded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. Okay, we have a third item, action on a final subdivision plan for Wilshire Estates Phase 2. Again, Mrs. Irby.
The final subdivision plan for Wilshire Estates Phase 2A will consist of 19.21 acres and be developed in accordance with the plan. Phase 2A will contain a total 22 lots and 17 dwelling units consisting of single-family detached homes with 2 open space lots. The site is located within the R1 low-density residential district and will be served by public sewer and water. No new waivers have been requested for this plan. It went before Planning Commission at the June 5th, 2019 meeting and was recommended for approval. There are no technical comments to be addressed, and 4 administrative comments and 5 general comments.
Okay. Board members, questions or comments?
Again, is there someone here to speak
There's
on behalf of the
Josh from
applicant?
Snyder and Sakari.
Please, when you arrive at the podium, give us your name and address.
Josh Hoffman, I'm with Snyder Sakarian Associates at 2000 Ingalstown Road in Harrisburg.
Okay, Josh. Do we have questions for Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to go through the same series that you heard the last time. And I'll start with where I should have. I'm a bit rusty since we've done this for a while. Are you able to speak on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And do you have the documents in front of us, in front of you, that we have in front of us regarding the comments and the administrative comments and the general comments?
Yes, I do.
All right, then allow me to ask you questions regarding the 4 administrative comments. First question, have all of these comments been identified? Have they been satisfied? or will they be satisfied in a timely fashion acceptable to our township staff?
They will be satisfied in a timely fashion.
Will be.
Yep.
Future tense. Okay, thank you. There are 5 general comments, but specifically, I'll ask you for all 5, and then I'm going to ask you specifically about number 3. Are the 5 general comments, again, have they all been satisfied, or will they be satisfied in a satisfactory manner to our township staff?
They will be satisfied.
Will be. And then specifically, question number 3, there are 5 specific comments within number 3 from Jason Hines at HRG. And again, those 5 comments either, again, have been satisfied or will be satisfied in compliance with our township staff.
They will be satisfied.
Very good, sir.
Okay. Mr. Zumas, Mr. Judd, any questions or comments? No, sir. Gentlemen? Any public questions or comments?
Are you
Seeing none, a motion is in order.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve the final subdivision plan for Wilshire Estates Phase 2A, Plan 2019-12, with the 4 administrative comments and the 5 general comments, with the comments by the applicant that they have been or will be satisfied in a timely fashion acceptable to staff.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Judd. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you very
so
much.
approved. Thank you, sir. And we have one more item. We need to take action on a preliminary and final land development plan for the Lower Paxton Taco Bell at 4640 Jonestown Road. Mrs. Serby.
Yes, this is a preliminary final land development plan for the existing Taco Bell. It proposes to redevelop the 1.483 acre lot by demolishing the existing 2,132 square foot Taco Bell restaurant and construct a new 2,753 square foot Taco Bell with drive-through. The lot is located in the general commercial zoning district. Associated site improvements will involve the reconfiguration of the existing parking lot, stormwater management facilities, and landscaping. The lot will be served by public sewer and water. The plan was recommended for approval at the June 5th, 2019 Planning Commission meeting. This plan has a special exception that was granted by the Zoning Hearing Board at the February 2019 meeting to reduce the number of required parking spaces from 41 to 30. The applicant has requested 9 waivers for the plan. The waivers were outlined in the engineer's memo, and staff recommends approval of all 9 waiver requests. There are additionally 4 administrative and 5 general comments. And there are several representatives from the plan here.
And who do we have at the podium?
Good evening. My name is Stacy McNeil, and I'm an attorney with Catherman and Perry at 345 East Market Street, York.
Thank you. Welcome. Do we have questions, Mr. Christmas?
Yes, I do, and you've already been in service. You've watched the first 2. However, I have a question from Ms. Zerby first. Mrs. Zerby, on the waiver number 6, where the applicant's asking a request a waiver requirement to provide illumination accordance, it says staff does not support this waiver. Has that one suddenly been changed, or is it still as listed? I need some help from either one of you.
So, if I may,
You may.
actually that was the waiver that was presented to the Planning Commission. With the plan revision, actually that waiver has changed. We do have, though, still a lighting waiver. The waiver is from the section that, for some spillage onto adjoining properties. So we have approximately a half a foot candle here and there that will spill onto the adjoining commercial properties so that we can be in conformance with the uniformity waiver.
The
Therefore,
surrounding properties
is
are
number
all-
6, should number 6 be stricken because they're not asking for a waiver on that one any longer?
They're asking for a waiver, just a different waiver, and staff would support that waiver, the new waiver request.
So it's all commercial property, no
The
residential.
spillage would be all on commercial property.
Yeah, there's no residential
Yeah.
abutting it at all, I don't
So it's not gonna go into anybody's bedroom window and keep them up at
Right.
night.
No, no. It might shed some light on ice cream while you're next door, but that,
So as printed, item 6, it should then be that we do support that?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that when I want to make sure that all the waiver requests are supported
Right.
by staff, because if it says not, I'm not going to support this. Okay.
It is.
So staff is supporting item 6.
Yes, the
Thank
lighting
you.
waiver, yes.
All right. And just for clarification, you're very lucky. You have 9 waiver requests and staff is supporting 9 waiver requests. You're very fortunate. Will you also, and I first of all, are you able to speak on behalf of the applicant?
Yes,
Good. Yeah, and you do have the documents in front of you that we also are reviewing?
I do.
Thank you. Then you see the waivers. I'm not questioning those because staff is recommending those. There are 4 administrative comments. My question to you is, have they been completed or will they be completed in a timely fashion acceptable to our township staff?
They will be completed in a timely fashion.
Thank you. And there are 5 general comments listed. Same question, and then I'll deal specifically with number 5. But generally, all 5 have, again, all the requirements have either been met or will be met in a timely fashion acceptable to township staff.
Yes,
Then specifically number 5, because that is a separate standalone item, which is the memo from Jason Hines, HRG, dated June the 17th. There are 19 comments on that one. Same question specifically to that. Either they have been met or will be met in a timely fashion acceptable to township staff.
yes.
Very good. Thank you for doing your homework.
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Board members, anybody else have a question or a comment? Mr. Chrisman has been very thorough. Any public questions or comments? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move we approve the preliminary and final land development plan for Lower Paxton Taco Bell at 4640 Jonestown Road, which is Plan 2019-14, with 9 waiver requests with staff support, 4 administrative comments, and 5 general comments that the applicant has indicated that have either been completed or will be completed in a timely fashion acceptable to township staff.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And item 5 has been postponed
Yes.
until our July 16th meeting.
Correct.
Very good. Well, I see Mrs. Zerby, you and your department have been very busy. The Planning Commission, Jeff, has been pretty busy. Thank you all very much for
Thank you.
moving all these items forward. We appreciate it. With that, we will now move to improvement guarantees, development agreements, et cetera, and we have one.
A release.
Wow.
Release of escrow.
Highly controversial. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
reluctantly, I'll move to approve
Reluctantly.
the improvement guarantee as presented.
So moved. Is there a second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We will now move to payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. And Madam Treasurer is not here, so who wishes to make the motion in her, Mr. Judd?
The assistant treasurer, aren't you?
Me?
No.
No.
Norm.
Oh, you're the assistant treasurer.
While you guys are debating it, I'll make a motion.
Well, let's,
No, I'll make a motion that we pay the
gotta
Lower
learn.
Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority bills.
Second.
moved and seconded. Who would have thought the payment of the bills would be the most difficult part of the meeting, right? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And as far as announcements, hopefully we'll see everybody out Coons Park, correct? Tomorrow night for fireworks at 9:30 and celebrate Independence Day. We will be back here on Tuesday, July 9th, 2019 at 7 o'clock for a workshop meeting. Any other announcements or comments from the board? Anybody wish to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Brad,